Oh, you know what? This is funny. I've had a couple of my friends ask me, "Have you ever heard of Liver King? He's always holding a liver and he's on this crazy caveman diet and shit." And every single one of my like people that have asked me about this, it's always, "You think he's natural? Do you think?" Because I mean, like I work in the healthcare field and I work with diabetics. You know, like retired diabetics, people that use too much gear, stuff like that. Um, and there's just like some telltale signs here. It's pretty clear. Um, anyway, he apparently sent an email to Derek for more plates, more dates, looking for coaching, and he did list off a bunch of unnatural, hormones and steroids that he's taking. And of course, I mean, yeah, he's doing it to look like this. This is also making him like, I don't know, probably millions of dollars because he is selling the ancestral lifestyle, eating raw liver and eating raw meat and all that shit. And that's why this guy looks like that, apparently. But that's what he wants you to think. Because my friends have asked me about this, like specifically his diet and stuff like that. And I told them all the same thing that I'm going to tell you. Like, yes, some raw meats that are safe to consume are a great source of protein when you are lifting. Uh, I mean, come on, it's meat, it's protein. I personally eat my steak bloody too, but this guy's just eating straight raw meat. Now, I've always told everybody, you want the raw meat, go get like some sushi and really look that sushi over too. You don't want anything moving around in that stuff. But to sit here and eat whole cows raw and eat, their liver and all that stuff, uh, like this guy eats bull testicles and just all sorts of crazy shit. And he says that that makes him strong, right? I've always said it's not just his diet. I've seen some of like his workout videos where he's hauling around like 300 or 400 pounds, and I said to myself, you know what? Maybe this guy could naturally look like this, uh, but he would have to just be hauling that goddamn 400-pound sled around all goddamn day, and I don't know how he would find time to do anything else, especially at his age, to have a physique like this. Um, yeah, it's there's probably some unnatural business going on there. So this really didn't surprise me, but I think this guy did have a lot of people fooled. Because even when I told a few of my buddies about like my hypothesis on this guy, they were just like, "Well, no, he looks like that because it's because of the stuff he eats and this and that." And mm, yeah, no, no, I hate to break it to you guys, but this isn't what cavemen looked like. Okay, like I get that some people would think that if you just eat like the caveman diet, you will be strong like a freaking caveman. They had to fight dinosaurs off, so yeah, we should just be eating like them and then we'll look like this. This is not what cavemen looked like. Okay? Okay. This is what a man that eats like, 10,000 calories a day looks like and takes a bunch of juice. A caveman at this size probably wouldn't even be able to sustain himself. Probably wouldn't even be able to find enough food to sustain any sort of build like this. So for anybody that thinks that like Liver King is what cavemen used to look like because they were running through the woods and carrying rocks on their backs and shit, no. No, it's not. It's not it's not what they look like at all. Oh man. Uh but yeah, I guess it's finally been revealed. I wonder how much of a hit this guy's image is going to take, how much money he's going to lose. Now, personally, I don't have, well, I do have an issue with the guy, right? You're selling a big bullshit fake fucking lie, right? I mean, here's the thing. if this guy was open about it and was like, look, you know, I'm on testosterone or whatever because I'm 50 years old, but, you know, that alone isn't going to get you a body like this. It's because of my caveman diet and whatever, whatever. The thing is, he didn't disclose any of that. He's always said that he's never taken steroids, ever, none of that shit. And it's all just his ancestral diet. And because of that, Liver King, sorry, bro, you're going on the shitty people's playlist because that is a shitball move to do, right? You know that damn well nobody's going to be buying your ancestral lifestyle once they actually read the list of hormones and shit that you're taking to look like this. All of a sudden, there's really nothing fucking special about what you're doing at all. You'd have the same results from just taking all the gear that you take and just going to a gym, bench pressing, deadlifting, and curling weights. No need to strap ropes on your back and uh, carry tree trunks behind you. Why? You can just go to the gym and you're going to look like this anyway if you take all the roids this guy does. Let's see. I'm gonna play this so I think he can go through the list.
Comment section down below and make sure you like and subscribe for more videos like this one. All right, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Power and breaking news.
I was gonna stop on him just so we could get like a good look at him because Liver King's always looked.
Brian Johnson has been exposed as a.
Look at this guy. He's always looked absolutely killer. Sure, you know. Here's the thing. There's been a lot of people that have been asking if his stomach, his abs are implants, and it's because of the way that they kind of stick out. To me, though, personally, his abs, the way that his abs stick out, that was one of the signs to me that he was on some gear. Because as tight as his abs are, he almost has like the very beginning of like a bodybuilder gut going. I know it's hard to see, but when Liver King is standing and like breathing and he's not like flexing for the camera and sucking everything in, I have seen quite a few shots of him where he kind of does look like a bodybuilder on stage, exhaling and letting their gut out for just 1 second, and then people get a picture of that. And I've always kind of thought that about, like, you know, this guy's crazy core. So no big surprise, but just take a look at him. That's what he's selling. And it's a lie. No big surprise.
Fraud by Derek from More Plates, More Dates. In a series of leaked emails that Derek revealed both to himself and to an unnamed bodybuilding coach that the Liver King contacted for coaching services, the Liver King finally admits that the lie that he's been perpetuating is untrue. He is not natural, and he goes on to list several of the hormones and PEDs that he's taking, including human growth hormone, testosterone.
Okay, I mean, because it's not just like one thing. By the way, this is from Nick Strength and Power. He covers a lot of good stuff with like bodybuilders and stuff like that. I'm not huge into the scene, but I'll go through Nick's Strength and Power videos once in a while just because, I mean, it'll show like Big Rammy and it'll show all these like Mr. Olympia guys that freaking don't look human anymore. And whether you enjoy that or not, or you're just like watching the bodybuilders like, oh yeah, look at that guy. He's got 8 years to live tops, you know. It's still a bunch of cool stuff that this guy shows, a lot of good workout advice, and I don't think this channel shies away from the gear and all the realness to it. Let's see what. Oh my god! Oh my goodness. Okay, because it says like there's some crazy stuff here. Omnitrope, 16 vials a month. It's like it sucks because you can't read the whole thing. It could be a hyper non-responder. GF1LR, been taking this for years. CJC with been taking this for 2 years. I've been taking this for 2 years. Omnitropiton, been taking this for 6 weeks. Test Cyplate. Okay, test sip. I know what that is. Like out of all this list of like roids and roid like things, I can literally recognize one, testosterone cypate, or what, I can't say it right. Oh, and there's Deca in here and Winstraw. Like, this is well, it turns out the Liver King's not just getting a testosterone shot for his age. I mean, I'm not gonna say this is the Mr. Olympia cycle, but it's a fraction of it for sure. Some cocktail like this shit. And just to give you guys an idea of my background, I recently had to take care of a. He was an ex-cop. He wasn't even a bodybuilder, but apparently all the cops were taking a bunch of steroids, and I don't know what happened between him and the other cops. They got into a fight. I don't know what all the details were, but the guy said that the cop at the gym that would give him his steroids gave him a syringe and it didn't look right. It looked like it had peanut butter in it. And yes, for whatever reason, that idiot injected it, and then he woke up in like from a coma in the hospital and completely screwed himself up. I know that sounds insane. And when I heard and I looked through actual like the medical paperwork, because I was like, I've never heard of um, any sort of steroids or gear inducing something like this. But then again, we don't know what was in the syringe with the peanut butter that this guy injected himself with. And after I took care of him for a little bit, he started to inform me of what the cops here in Detroit were taking. And they are straight up on the Mr. Olympia cycle. I could not believe this guy. He suffered some brain damage from being in the coma for so long. Uh, but, you know, the crazy thing was he remembers like most of the Mr. Olympia cycle he was on, and he was naming all of them to me. And it was like a list like this, okay? It was actually probably a list longer than this. And I actually had to go on to like Derek's More Plates, More Dates, looked through some of his content just so I could figure out what some of these chemicals this guy was taking when he went into a freaking coma thing and woke up 2 months later. Yeah, he is no longer a police officer, right? But yeah, this stuff is very interesting to me because of all of that. And like I said, I also take care of some. I've worked with some people that were bodybuilders a long time ago, and it wreaked havoc on them. Like nobody really talks about what happens to bodybuilders that retire and then they just kind of disappear. Well, guess what? They're in some care facility somewhere getting taken care of because they have so many health issues. Once you get to the point where you're adding insulin to your body and stuff like that, like a lot of these guys are like, well, I'm getting bigger and stronger and whatever, but your body is also getting used to you adding insulin to it. And a lot of people just can't grasp the consequences that can come with that later on down the road when your body's like used to that. And I don't know, it's just a whole mess. Um, so anybody that comes across this, as far as I'm concerned, it's worth the extra time to just go the natural route. I'm always going to say that. That's what I did. I'm not fully natural now because I'm like 35 years old myself, and my test took a hit. And once a month, I get a shot from my doctor. It's a very small testosterone shot, and it puts me within the normal range of test. And I'm happy and I'm healthy, right? I would never take more test. I would never put myself up to 1,600 parts per deciliter of testosterone like these bodybuilders are doing. It's never going to be worth it. It's not. especially to someone like me that's spent most of their life going to the gym and working out naturally. I don't need to mess everything up with something like that. I've already worked hard my whole life for what I got, and I'm keeping it forever. That is the big advantage that people don't talk about being natural. I will never lose my physique. I will always have it. I don't even really have to go work out anymore. My body just maintains what I've already earned and keeps it. That is not the case when you are pumping yourself full of steroids and gear and everything's constantly changing. A lot of these guys, they relapse because as soon as they stop taking the gear, it doesn't matter if they're going to the gym working out twice as hard and twice as many workout days. They're going to sit there and shrink and get smaller and feel weaker, even if they're putting in 3 times as much work when they're coming off the cycle. And, unfortunately, a lot of guys can't stand that. They see themselves in the mirror getting smaller as they're working harder and harder, and it's a vicious cycle. I would suggest anybody out there, take my word on it. It's actually worth it when you take the longer path and you build yourself up naturally, and you're just gonna look and feel better, right? And then you don't have to worry about developing your body in such a way where, oh, look at your big, amazing bicep that can curl 200 pounds. Wow, that's impressive. Too bad all your stabilizer muscles, all your tendons, all your little muscles, they can't support 200 pounds. So while you're curling 200 pounds with your bicep and you think you're a badass, you're actually tearing the rest of your arm out. You're doing damage that's not going to be able to ever get healed up properly. You're damaging tendons, you're damaging all of the little tiny muscles that actually give you strength and flexibility and movement. Uh, and it's just a damn shame because most guys, they don't realize until it's too late. So, uh, just IMO, this might not be a shortcut that you want to take if you're watching this. Now, if I'm wrong, please leave me a comment and educate me all about it. But I'm in the medical field. I've been doing this for a long time now. And every day I get proven right more and more. That's all I can say. So, best of luck to us all. We're going to need it. I'm sure some people just lost a hero today with this Liver King news. Well, I don't know. I guess in a way it serves the guy right because you are selling a shill image of yourself. That's all I can say. And when you're doing that, well, the truth's going to come out. Things like this are bound to happen. I don't think Liver King's going to be hurting from it too much. He's probably already sitting on millions of dollars just from selling the damn liver books. So we'll have to see where this goes, but I thought it was interesting. Later, YouTube.